Well, hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. I just wanted to do a video on how to load the ATG gun. I know that there's been some questions and some confusion about how to load it, so I thought if I did an in-depth video that might answer some of your questions and perhaps help you out. I've had my gun for several years now, and I got it at Michael's with a 50% off coupon. This is the tape that goes along with it. Both products are made by Scotch, and they make two different kinds of tape. There's this tape, and then there's one that comes in a red box. And I believe the red box is acid-free tape for scrapbooking, but since I'm not a scrapbooker, this tape works just fine for me. And again, let me point out that I usually buy all my adhesive with a 50 or 40% off coupon from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Like I said, I've had my gun for several years, and this is going to be a two-part video. And I want to talk about, in the first part of the video, how to just normally load the gun. And then in the second part, I want to talk about a problem that I've encountered only within the last few months of having my gun and buying some tape. But we'll get into that more a little bit later. And then one other thing I just really wanted to point out that I just learned not too long ago. This is a big piece of equipment, and it does take up a lot of workspace. And funny enough, I just learned this the other day. I saw somebody, and I don't remember who it was, but they showed how they were doing a video and I was watching it. And when they put the gun down, they just flipped it upside down on the workspace. And look at the, it takes up vertical space rather than your horizontal workspace. So I thought that was a good tip just to pass along. Now, to open your gun, there's these arrows right here. And you just press it in and the lid just pops right open. And here's a roll of tape. And they come two rolls in one of these boxes. So here's your roll. Now, we're going to first start when we load our gun. You're going to start with the left wheel. This wheel moves clockwise. And that's a very important thing to remember. So if you can see here, there's this little tab right here. It's a little bit higher than the rest of this inner part of the wheel, okay? So when you take your tape, make sure the end here is coming off and going to turn clockwise. So you're going to lay this right on top of that wheel and press down, and you're just going to push this little tab in and turn. And it will just snap right into place. It's no big deal. Something I just wanted to also point out was loading this gun. It's not hard. It's just something that it takes practice. It's just really more about remembering the steps. So, I mean, there's nothing hard about this. So, try not to get frustrated. It's just something you can just do over and over again, and you'll get the hang of it. I did have to, when I first got mine, refer to the instructions several times, and now it's second nature. So, try not to get too frustrated with loading this. So now that we have the gun on here, I'm going to depress the trigger here and pull out some slack for me to play with. All right. Now, the next part deals with these two wheels over here. Now, the first wheel has these notched grooves in it. And I'm going to pull the tape. And here's the thing that I really, really want you to remember. Aside from the wheel, the left wheel turning clockwise, your adhesive is on the bottom. Can you see the sticky down here? I kind of pulled some of it off. Your adhesive is sticky down here. And it's sticky all the way around to the top. Now, when I wrap this roll here, when I wrap this string of adhesive, the sticky part is going to touch the top of this grooved wheel. And that's okay. That's what you want it to do. So you're just going to wrap it right around the top. Then around it. And then this wheel here, this outermost wheel, is what touches your paper. So the sticky will be on the bottom. Let me pull the gun. And as you can see, the sticky's down here. So the sticky is on the top up here and on the bottom down here. Okay? Now this wraps up around your roll. Now remember, your tape is coming off, your adhesive is coming off down here under your project. So this actually will have no adhesive on it. Now we're going to deal with the second wheel. And I honestly think this is the hardest part, if there was a hard part of loading the gun. If you look on this, there's two wheels, if you will, or two round segments here. There's the inner and the outer wheel. On the outer wheel, there's this little, I guess it looks like a T. And on each side, there's two little notches. Now, I don't know if I load this gun the correct way. I don't know if I load it the way Scotch recommends, but this is how I do it. So, I'm just going to show you what I do. I'm going to take my paper here, and I'm going to weave it around that T, okay? Now, once you use your gun enough, and you've used it, sometimes you get a little bit of adhesive residue around this wheel. Not a lot. I'm not talking about like the wads of adhesive. Just a little bit of sticky is sometimes left on that wheel. And that for me is a good thing, because what I like to do is kind of press this extra paper up along there, and it kind of helps to hold it. Now, it doesn't always hold it. I'm not going to say it always holds it, but it does help to kind of hold this down while you lock it in. So I'm going to, see, now I have this little bit of extra right here. I'm just going to kind of push that in there and tuck it in. And now I'm going to depress my trigger. Oops, as you can see, I pulled that off there. No big deal. I'm just going to push it back up. And you want everything tight, but I mean, not super tight on here. I mean, otherwise you're going to be pulling too hard. So as you can see, I've got everything wrapped around. I'm kind of holding it with my fingers. I'm going to depress the trigger and kind of give it a good little bit of a wrapping right there. And it just kind of holds it all down. Now you're going to take the cap, and you kind of just have to wiggle this on. And you just kind of wiggle it, and it'll just slide in. And again, turning clockwise, snap it into place. And it's on there. You're going to close your lid. Grab a piece of paper. And let's see if we've got adhesive. And there comes your adhesive. And your gun's loaded. All right. So that's how you load the gun. And I hope that that did explain some stuff for you. Now I want to talk about the second part of this video, which is something I've encountered. And I don't, like I said earlier, I don't know if this is something new. I'm going to untake this off so I can show you the other roll and how to put it in. So let me take this off here. So I don't, like I said, I don't know if this is something new that I've come across. I don't know why. So I really don't. So here's my roll of adhesive. Normally it does have that red backing like I showed you. But for the purposes of this video, it's gone. But so like I said, you want your roll to turn clockwise. So let's put this roll on. I'm going to show you what happened, and this to me was very frustrating, and it was one of those things that after I finally figured it out, it was like, duh. So, if you're having the same problem I'm having, this is such a simple solution, but again, I don't know why I was having so many problems, and it was very frustrating. But, so like I said, here we have the roll on here. It's moving clockwise. Looks great. You've loaded it on here. You got to that step. It looks fantastic. Now you're going to take this, your piece here, and you're going to start pulling it. Well, now remember I said the most important thing was that your sticky should always be on the bottom. My sticky is not on the bottom. It's here on the top. I don't know why. I don't know what the problem is. And I had about 3 rolls that had that. I thought they were defective. They're not. I don't know if this is something to do with Scotch, or I don't know if it's like the humidity level in my house. I don't know why this is happening and why I never encountered it before until a few months ago. But here's the very simple fix for that. So again, like I said, the sticky's not on the bottom. It's here on the top. You wind this around, it's never going to work. So all you have to do is come to the sticky up here, and kind of pick it off. Okay, so I have the sticky in one hand and the paper, empty paper. Now this has absolutely nothing on it right now. What I do is I stick the sticky back onto the roll. Okay, you're going to lose a little bit of adhesive, but that's okay. It's worth the headache that it'll save you. Okay, so now I've just stuck that sticky back up there on the back of that roll. And now you're just going to load the gun like you would. I'm going to pull this tape, and again, it goes over the top, under the bottom, and I'm going to pull, pull, pull. Now, as you can see, that little bit that I pulled and stuck back, look, it's now on the bottom. So now my sticky is on the bottom. So I'm going to pull it, and we're going to load this thing again. I'm going to show you again how to load it. So we have now wrapped that up over the top. My sticky's on the bottom. Everything's moving clockwise. Sticky's touching the top up here. My sticky's rolling around here. Everything looks great. Now I'm going to spin this wheel backwards, and I'm going to weave my piece of paper on. Now, again, you're going to look for that little T, and you're going to weave in between that T. Okay? Just like that. Now, I don't have any adhesive on here to hold that down. So, again, my trick is to pull a little bit more out, so I have a little bit extra to play with. And I'm going to wrap it and tuck it in there. Okay? Now you're still going to have to hold it a little bit. So using your other hand, you're going to take the cap and kind of wiggle it on there. Oops, if I can get a hold of it. Wiggle it on there. Okay? And then I turn it clockwise. Close my lid. Get some paper. And there's my tape. Okay? So, I really hope that helped. If you have any questions, just let me know. And thank you so much for watching. And have a great day. Bye-bye.